with other things. And the trick, if you want to do something like meteorology and you don't necessarily like math, is you find creative ways to teach yourself math. Like I had a lot of trouble with really abstract things. But if I have to apply something, that I do a lot better with. Are any of you guys like that? Mm-hmm. Do you have trouble with abstract things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So?
Sort of.
So we're giving them some math here, Greg, just to make sure that doesn't escape them.
Oh, good. Good.
What's your biggest lesson that you've learned from Mike?
From Mike? Oh. It wasn't necessarily neurology related.
Because he told us
it was that if you want to teach something to someone else, then you need to be able to put yourself into their shoes really well.
Okay.
And I still struggle with that these days. But I remember that very well because that was one of the first things he taught me. Because I was trying to explain something to him and I was failing at it. So he told me to come up with analogies for it, and that's what I did. Kind of like the analogies of how air in the atmosphere acts like hot air balloons. Yeah. What are y'all's favorite types of weather?
Hurricanes.
Tornadoes.
Hurricanes, tornadoes, yeah, like we're surprised, right, Greg?
Yeah. Have any of you guys been in a hurricane before? How about, have you seen a tornado? No? Yeah, being from Chicago, you don't really see a whole lot of hurricanes.
He likes lake effect snow, though.
Oh, really? Wow. That's unique. Have you guys ever seen videos of tornadoes?
Oh, good. We don't have to show them Tornado Video Theater. They've already seen it. Excellent. Thank you, Greg.
I've seen one for on live TV.
Have you guys ever noticed which ways tornadoes rotate?
Counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise.
Now tell Greg which way toilets flush.
Counterclockwise.
How the manufacturer makes them.
Yeah, exactly.
We had Bart Simpson in here earlier today telling us about his trip to Australia to check out toilet bowls.
I love doing that test with the toilet bowls.
Any way to take a trip to Australia, right?
Yeah, well, people think you're kind of weird if you're sitting in the bathroom just flushing the toilet repeatedly. I got to test this over and over again to make sure.
Well, do you have any other questions for Greg? Because he does have to do some work on his thesis and stuff like that, and we told him we were going to give him about 15 minutes. But do you have any other questions seriously about weather or anything like that?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions for you and Greg.
I understand.
Of course.
No, you can ask Greg questions that are specific to him if you want, because he's, he's available. So feel free to ask.
I studied a lot about thunderstorms and the environment that they're in. And a lot of my research, I work with weather balloons or devices that create data like weather balloons.
To you,
go ahead.
To you, what is more dangerous, hurricanes or tornadoes?
I would say hurricane.
Yeah.
Because they are much more, they occupy a much bigger area than tornadoes. So if you're going to be hit by something, a hurricane has a higher probability of impacting you than a tornado does. Hurricanes are much, much larger than tornadoes.
Okay.
By like a factor of 100.
Yes.
or more. So like a
Yes.
tornado might be a mile or two wide at tops, and a hurricane can be 200 to 500 miles across.
And this also kind of goes back to the numbers that we were thinking about, like how long do things last in the atmosphere? Like the thunderstorms outside, they last for 30 minutes. Supercells may last for several hours. Hurricanes last a lot longer than tornadoes. And so it's this issue of scale. Like how big is something? How small? How long does something weigh? You're trying to put numbers to describe what you observe. What other questions do you guys have?
Have you been inside a tornado or seen a tornado in Oklahoma yet?
Yes. I've seen many tornadoes.
Do you know what they? Do you know what they were? Like EF 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I want to say the largest that I've seen is EF3 or EF4. I've seen damage from EF5 though. And that's a very sobering process because you're seeing people's houses that are completely gone. And but the problem that I've seen with the tornadoes that I've seen is that some of them can actually be wrapped in rain, and so it's very difficult to actually see the tornado. It's like instead of a Wizard of Oz type tornado, you see just rain obscuring it. And so I've seen that happen with a lot of the supercells that I've seen.
Have you been in Dixie Alley before?
Dixie? Not often. I don't usually go out there a whole lot, although we do have instruments that go out there to observe what might be different from those environments versus in Tornado Alley.
Arizona's only warmer because it's a desert, correct? Or is it because it's not as south as Florida or Texas? But why is it warmer?
When?
Summer,
When is it warm?
now.
Hey Greg, I'm going to ask you to hold that question because that fits into our climatology section, and we'll deal with that under climate.
Okay. You'll have to wait for that one. Why do you think?
Because it's more of a desert and they get it more out of the southwest and they get warm air.
Does anyone disagree with him? No? Why not?
I don't know. It seems reasonable.
Seems reasonable?
Yeah.
How might you test this idea that it's warmer because it's a desert?
Let's go to Arizona.
Let's go to Arizona. What a great idea. He's a quick learner. Way to go, Jake.
There you go. You're already writing an NSF proposal. I want to study heat in the desert. Let's go to Arizona. You found a location. You know, something funny is the central part of the U.S. is really, really flat. And sometimes when people study things, the easiest part of studying them is finding a place to study it. So if you wanted to study how the atmosphere works in a really flat place, you go to the center of the U.S. If you want to study where it's really, or if you want to study the deserts, you go to the desert.
And if you want to study sea breezes,
Come to Florida.
Yeah, there you go.
all right, well, listen, Greg, we have to do some wrap here as well. Really, thank you for giving us some time out of your, I know, very busy schedule.
You're welcome.
We will be posting some stuff from these kids. Matt will send you the link to the camp page so you can see what's going on. If you have a moment and want to comment on anything, feel free. We'll be in touch more. If there's anything we can do to help you in your plight at the University of Oklahoma now, like sending in commando troops or something like that, let us know. We can arrange that. We already have one in camouflage gear, so he's ready to go.
Where are you from?
Where am I from? I was born in East City, Texas, and I grew up mostly in Rockville, Maryland. But right now I live in central Oklahoma.
Did you experience any hurricanes there?
In Texas or Maryland?
Both.
I don't remember any particularly in Texas, maybe a tropical storm, but I remember two hurricanes actually, in Maryland. I think one of them was Floyd, and I don't remember what the other one was.
I think it was Isabel.
Isabel, that's it, yeah.
Came up to Chesapeake Bay and brought a storm surge into Baltimore.
What category was that?
When it made landfall?
Yeah.
When it got to Maryland, it was only a tropical storm, but it was a hurricane when it made landfall down on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. A 1 or a 2, something like that. It wasn't very strong.
When I first moved to Oklahoma, the first night that I slept in my dorm for college, I was woken up by thunderstorms and my weather radio telling me there was a tornado on the ground. And what I did, so I woke up, and what had happened was that a tropical storm named Erin had come up from the Gulf of Mexico through Texas into Oklahoma. And when it had moved up there, it had lost its eye. But the environment and